I'm someone who uses a lot of metaphors and patterns and tools to think with, and one I apply in all sorts of areas from teaching to cooking to organization and design is the concept of layers and layering. So layering means considering what is the minimum of something, what do I add on top, what do I add on top for different versions or needs, what can I combine on top. A lot of our built environments, especially those reserved for consumerism, come only in one universal design, which is all possible layers are added and turn up to maximum thickness, kind of. The same is true for our digital built environments. And this is the one I find even more frustrating, because it's so much easier to layer in the digital and to create different versions of the same space for different needs and preferences. It is, for instance, much more, just as an example, much more low effort to build in a toggle and upload opportunities for a music track, where you can then toggle the music on or off, than to convince a store owner or a franchise to turn off their music for everyone. And there are choices and assumptions made in deciding what to make customizable, what to layer, and how. So we could have digital spaces that prioritize neurodivergent needs, but we don't even have digital spaces that give a shit about general mental health more broadly. Like we don't even have that. There's so much more opportunity to create layers online and have entire spaces that are parallel or together but apart, that are happening at the same time in the same space, but are layered differently for different people. You know, you add speed in music, I add subtitles. You add multiple content streams and algorithmic feed. I only want to see my mom's posts and pictures of cabins. You go to a conference in person or join a Zoom room with video and voice. I want to stay in the chat, and I'm glad when a conference happens on Discord. It's all about the layers and what we prioritize and what we see as optional in this layering process and why.
At times, I require an accessible bathroom, and at those times, I tend to spend a lot of time making maps of my immediate environment, rating the public or publicly accessible bathrooms on scales of cleanliness and comfort, having meticulous details on cleaning schedules that I keep updated, but only in my mind. I will at some point know what kind of toilet paper is used, whether the water is warm, and just how much care goes into it. I cannot stress this enough: cleaning them. I have specific access needs that are not necessarily tied in what is classically defined as an accessible bathroom, and at those times where I need them, my access needs are not immediately visible to the outside. Access means different things to different people. Hence, my vision of a Criptopia here is simultaneously incredibly simple and unimaginably complex. A broad and well-maintained physical infrastructure of accessible bathrooms accompanied by an equally well-maintained information infrastructure, allowing me to not having to maintain a mental map of the state of different bathrooms around me at all times. An information infrastructure that understands that accessible can mean different things at different times to different people, that implements a flexible and fluid concept of how access needs change and develop over time. Living in such a Criptopia could give me the ease of mind of not having to schedule the bathroom breaks of my outings down to the last detail, including having to figure out when to eat or drink what. As I said, incredibly simple, but unimaginably complex.